Just audience are expected to
Fahim, I am from Idea School and College, class 10. Thanks to Manik sir for letting me deliver my speech here. So student politics, I am asked to give a modified speech. So I am going to add some things and cut some things from the previous speech that was given in the last class. So first of all, I asked a question yesterday in the last class, which I didn't get the full answer. So that's the whole key to my speech here. Is it possible for me to remain good in the student politics? And if I remain good, am I going to reach my goal? That's the main question that I'm going to answer today, and then I'm going to show what's wrong with the previous speech and what should be the right attempt for student politics. First of all, there are three types of morality in a human being. Some persons who are very strongly moral, some persons who are really immoral, and some persons who are in the middle of things. So, if your morality is not strong, you're obviously going to get persuaded by the decisions that your older people make, and you are going to get into violence very easily. So I don't have any concerns from them. If your morality is in the middle side, first of all you are going to try to stay away from the violence and stuff. But after all, when you see you are not reaching your goal, and your your upper level students are persuading you to go into violence, to picketing or something like that, you will eventually go into that. But if you are strongly moral, you are going to wait for a few months. You are going to stay away, and you are going to disobey your upper level students' orders. And after that, your career, your political career, or your place in the group will be completely devastated. And after all those things, you will have to eventually indulge in those violence for getting a good post. After all, your goal is to get a good post in Awami League or BNP when you have indulged into student politics. So, in the cases of all three types of morality, you are getting into violence, and you cannot remain in the good way if you indulge in politics in nowadays. So, what are the bad effects of student politics? First of all, it ruins your studies and your career. Second, it indulges into violence. And third, if you indulge into student politics, you will harm the other students also. First of all, if you indulge into student politics, your studies and careers get ruined. How? I don't need to talk about studies a lot. All of us know, if you go into student politics, you spend a lot of time with your upper level students. You spend a lot of time into meetings and stuff. Your studies gets hampered. Your career gets one-dimensional. You can only think about the career of your politics. Actually, the political people doesn't get the other jobs really good. Doesn't get the as your studies are already hampered, you don't get other arenas so open for you. Your career gets one-dimensional, and you can only enter into political career, which adds another dimension into your morality values. As you don't have any career, you can only think about reaching your goal into political careers, which inspires you getting into violence as well. Now, that's studies and careers. Now let's get to violence. Yes, in the last class we heard something about our Mukti Juddho. We heard a lot about protesting against government, but we didn't heard about Obhijit. We didn't heard about the violence that student politics has caused. Not only Awami League, BNP, even in Awami League versus Awami League, even BNP versus BNP. In every sphere of student politics there is violence, and you don't want your students getting into violence from the root of their studies level, because when an adult person gets into violence, it may stay away from his mind after a couple of months. But when your people get into violence, that doesn't go away from their mind easily, and it stays in their mind till the very end of the day. So that's when you don't want your youth getting into violence, especially because that will affect your society in long term. Now, then it ends with violence. Other students, we often see the examples like in Dhaka University or in Dhaka College that the persons who are not indulged in student politics are forced to attend the meetings, seminars, are forced to attend those meetings to show that they have a lot of manpower or something like that. So you are not only harming yourself, you are harming the people around you, you are harming your family, you are harming your colleagues, you are harming the fellow students that are reading with you. So you're not only harming yourself, you're harming the society. That's why student politics has a lot of bad effects. So now the question rises, if the student politics is so bad, why don't we just ban it? No, we can't ban it, sir. Why? Because it has a good effect, and the only good effect of student politics is pipeline. What is pipeline? Simply, if you just pass the university level, you don't gain the experience of politics in a day. We don't believe in this presidents like Trump, who don't even know a single thing about politics and simply go into presidency and rule your country. You have to gain experience. You have to learn politics. It's not a thing to be learned in a night. It's a thing to be learned in years, practiced by years, and gained experience of years, and then and only then you can go into a good post. If you don't have the experience, if you don't have the learning period, you don't deserve to go into that post in Awami League or BNP. That's why student politics is important. That's why student politics is kept alive for so many years, because it creates a good pipeline. If you ban it, your youth cannot learn politics, your youth cannot gain the experience to go into politics and go into those good posts and rule your country good. So now the thing is, we need this for pipeline. We don't need student politics for price hike and protesting against government stuff. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say we all know that a few months back, private universities got a raise in the tax, and then private universities just raised the salaries of students to pay for the taxes, and then all the students of private universities went to protest against the government and against the rulers also. That's when. Or are all those politicals? No, not even a single of them are politicals. Every one of them are simple students. So if you want to protest against price hikes, if you want to protest against the raise in salaries, you don't need student politics for that. You can easily go into those protests being a simple student. So you don't need to have the tag of Awami League or BNP. You don't have to need the tag of Chhatro Dal or Chhatro League for going to those protests. So now, an example came yesterday, as it was Bangabandhu who was the leader of Muktijuddha. Now, since 1971 to 2017, we have had lakhs and lakhs of student politicians, and we only get one Bangabandhu. So, in the hope of getting one Bangabandhu, we cannot destroy the lives of lakhs and lakhs of students in that. So, yes. I am agreeing with her on one point, that we know that student politics is created for something good. We know that student politics should do something good, but it is not doing something good now. It's not doing something good now in this current circumstances. So we need Bangabandhus, we need pipelines, right? But we don't suggest a student, if you go into a college, if you go into a university, you shouldn't indulge in student politics. But because it is very rare that students remain good in the student politics, and it is quite impossible that we are gonna get another Bangabandhu from those student politicians. So in that case, if you have the belief that you are going to go to a good post and you are going to rule the country good, you can indulge in student politics, but I don't suggest you, and I won't even stop you. That's why student politics has both bad effects and good effects, but bad effects are a lot greater than the good effects.